Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we are filming Guess the Revert Muslim.
Today we have 5 Muslims all posing as the newly reverted Muslim. However, only one of them is actually telling the truth. As the esteemed judges, it is our job to figure out which one of these brothers is the newly reverted Muslim.
Now, boys, take a look. No white walls. We're in a bit of a different spot today. That is because the community at Holland Park Mosque has opened the doors for us to shoot Guess the Revert Muslim here. How do you feel about this?
It's very welcoming and makes me feel like I'm at home.
Yeah, look, I can make this video very short. I've got a sixth sense telling me that number 2 over there is the Revert.
We should have left him in Sydney. The reason we are doing it at the mosque is because the community here, they want to bring the community together, they want to bring the youth together, and hence they've opened the doors to show that, you know what, alhamdulillah, the community, I've said community too many times, yeah? Yep. You want to continue for me? Yeah.
So basically the community over here is...
You just said community. Pause. You want to continue for us?
So basically we've got the people gathering here from different groups.
The Imam of this mosque is a very, very esteemed and well-known Imam in the Islamic community who will also be joining us on this panel for a round to help us, because I feel like we're going to need some help. I think we're ready to start.
Yes, sir.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. May Allah be with us and may victory be in our hands.
Yes, I think you took it too deep, but it's just, yeah.
Okay, okay. Never mind. Azim, first impressions of the talent?
I feel sorry for number 3. I feel like his ears are folded back from the costume. Like, I don't know how he's balancing the glasses on his head. And
He just told you to shush, you know.
Can you hear me properly though?
Disrespect.
Why is 3 out of 5 of them wearing glasses? And 2 of them have the glasses inside and 1 has outside.
Can you put your hand up if they're prescription glasses?
So what optometristic question was that? Like, how do you gain information about which one is the Revert from that?
Asad's not here, so this is just Asad whispering into me. Like,
Even though the poor guy ain't even on the table, we still found a way to diss him. Say your name, your age, and pass it on.
Yeah, Johnny.
Huh?
John?
Were you John before the Revert or like after the Revert?
I'm just John. I've always been John.
Why is John missing a finger too, bro?
He's a Ninja Turtle, bro.
Hey, we can't be judging, you know? You can choose not to change your name.
Hi, my name is Ayan. I'm 25.
Crazy, you said hi. We in a mosque, we're doing Guess the Revert Muslim. You wearing a jubba and he said hi. Wait, Zayan, yeah?
Ayan. Wait, hold up. You said Zayan and he said yes.
Zayan. Zayan.
Well, he said Ayan.
Assalamu alaikum, my name is John, I'm 19.
How is there 2 Johns, bro?
My days, these lot are putting us off.
Assalamu alaikum. My name's Nabil. I'm 24.
He did say that nights later, Assalamu alaikum. He's Pakistani, bro.
Yo, my name is Jared.
Pause, Jared! He said, yo! Hey, my guy about to drop Biggie's verse, bro. He said, yo! Tell us a bit about your story of coming to Islam.
I reverted about 2.5 years ago. I'm from South Africa. I'm from Cape Town, and like I grew up in a very Christian household. And I had some like family friends who were from Johannesburg, and they were like Muslim. I'm still close with them even today, and they live near me. After talking to them and seeing how they go, visiting the mosque, and some Indonesian friends as well, I was able to take my Shahada.
Bro, I got bare geography. I got South Africa, Cape Town, Johannesburg, and Malaysia.
What I didn't pick up was the South African accent.
Yes. All right, Nabil?
All right, so I grew up basically non-religious. I basically lived alongside some Lebanese neighbors, and they used to invite us over for Eid, and we used to hang out a lot as well. I've always had Islam in the background. I've always seen the teachings of how it is. The biggest thing for me was when I turned 18. A lot of people, like obviously going to school with like a multi-diverse community. People are going out clubbing, people are going out drinking, and I felt like that wasn't really something I associated with. And last year, I went on a football tour to Spain, and over there, I saw like the Islamic architecture, the historical side, and I was really amazed by everything there. We went to...
Stop. Whoa. Just pass it on. We're so screwed.
He sounds convincing too.
I believe everything this man said. I believed everything Jared said, and I believed everything Nabil said. Okay, John, go on.
So it was in high school. I only hung out with Muslim people. I heard a lot of good stuff about Muslims. So in grade 8 and 9, they used to take me to the houses. They used to take me to the mosque as well to see the prayers.
Take me to the house sounds crazy, bro. Invite me to the house, you bet?
Alright, chill out.
Take me to the house, bro. Go on.
I got an invite to the house to see the culture and everything. They take me to the mosque to learn about the prayers. Last year of high school, I took my Shahada in January.
When they invited you, did they also feed you as well?
They always fed me.
Yeah,
Why?
That's it, you know?
Why do you always single me out for that? I feed you when you come over, gang. I don't know why you're trying to do this on big YouTube right now, yeah? Zayan?
I converted 2021. I grew up in Qatar, was around Islam most of my life. My dad was Mexican, my mom was Pakistani. They had me...
I'm so sorry.
A Mexican Pakistani in Qatar. Like, come on, bro, that's a khichdi.
Grew up with Islam for most of my life, but it was more of like a cultural thing than a religious thing. Then when I moved to Australia in 2019 to study, I felt very kind of disconnected with everything. I kind of wanted to find a bit more purpose, find some Muslim friends here. What they use is their big kind of like the center of everything is what I grew up with. And I never appreciated that. So took some more interest in it and in 2021 converted.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah.
Why are you saying mashallah? What if it's not true?
No, but he's still Muslim at the end of the day.
Yeah, true, mashallah.
Wait, why'd you say true? He's like, yeah, true. I got my eyes on you, fam.
I was living in student accommodation, lots of international students. I made some Muslim friends, very close to them, very good people. And you know, as I'm there, I'm starting to speak to them more and more. I always thought, you know, like it couldn't be possible. I didn't believe in any kind of like spiritual, non-physical world. And through lots of learning, watching, you know, some debates, you know, with, you know, Muhammad Hijab, and I started to, you know, learn properly more and more. And I was convinced, yeah. So in March this year,
March this year?
that's when I took my my shahada and I reversed.
Recent. We've heard all 5 participants tell us their story. Obviously 4 are false and one of these stories is actually true. Now, we have to eliminate someone. Suf, what did you get from all of that?
We are sitting in a masjid, so I can't really lie, but I'm genuinely confused. I actually don't know who the revert is.
Because there's some good stories there.
But all the stories match.
There was a lot of international affairs happening, bro. Like there was bare geography. We had Cape Town, we had Spain, we had Mexican and Pakistani. Is crazy, bro.
And this guy came from somewhere because he was living with international students. Why was he living with international students?
True. This guy's smart.
John the First.
John the I feel like the South African story was really good because he mentioned how obviously he grew up in a non-religious family, then he was around people that were, you know.
Yeah, but Zayan went in depth, bro.
So, I thought Zayan's was a bit off because Qatari, Mexican, Pakistani.
So I grew up in Qatar. My parents were Pakistani Mexican.
Can you speak any Spanish?
Tranquilo, you know.
Okay, that's good.
You're not gonna accept tranquilo as Spanish,
Tranquilo.
bro. What about number 3? John II, he would get invited to Lebanese boys in year 8 and 9. He learned the culture from there, and then at the end of high school, he converted.
Oh, you know what? I actually know someone from my school who had a similar experience.
All right, you know what? This is very hard. I'll start off with you, Azim. Who would you like to eliminate at the end of round 1?
I'm gonna have to go with Nabil.
Okay. क्या सोच रहे हैं? आपके दिमाग में क्या चल रहा है?
पता नहीं मुझे समझ नहीं आ रही केरा कि ना इन्हें विचों केरा बंदा है जो मुसलमान होया है सारे ओंजी पांच बुतल खोते हैं
अगर तुहानू समझ आंदी है ते हाथ ऊपर
तू अपना हाथ ऊपर क्यों कीता है
अगर तेरे समझ आ दिया तो हाथ ऊपर करो.
I think I'm gonna have to agree with Azim.
Nabil, and you know what? Because we're in a mosque that has so much brotherhood, I can't go against my brothers. So we are all in unanimous. Is it unanimous? Yeah, unanimous to vote. Nabil, you have been eliminated, unfortunately. Thank you so much. You may now take your seat. Now, round 2, this is where we get to ask some personal questions about their story, about their journey, all right? Now, Jared, when you took your Shahada, exactly how old were you?
I was 21 years old.
Oh, that checks out, because he said he was 23 in the intro and then said, I took my Shahada 2.5 years ago. That checks out. What would you say was your biggest struggle once you reverted?
Definitely Ramadan, first Ramadan. That was pretty hard.
Ramadan's hard for this brother as well, don't worry.
Oh, bro. John II. Why do you have your glasses outside and everyone has them on the inside?
Brother, this is the round where we ask about their journey, their story.
Yes, but it leads to it. I'll tell you, it will lead to it.
Because I can't see.
But why is it on the inside?
It's uncomfortable inside.
What did you get out of that?
Maybe he put the glasses on just to like add with them.
I don't know what this brother's on, bro. After you reverted to Islam, what was the hardest habit you had to leave?
Talking to girls.
How did you overcome that? Can you please lecture this person?
I'd come mosque as much as I can just to distract myself.
Can you take notes? Yeah. Thanks. Normally, people have a name before they revert. They don't have to change their name, but you obviously are Zayan, so I'm guessing you would have had a name before.
This brother's name was Carlos.
It was Luis, but yeah, fair enough.
It was Luis.
What's your surname?
Luis.
Navarro.
Luis Navarro.
So now I'm Ayan Navarro.
Now you what?
Ayan Navarro.
Ayan Navarro.
Zayan Navarro, sorry. Sorry.
He said Ayan, but he told us his name was Zayan.
I said Zayan. I said it's the mask, it's the mask.
I knew it.
Bro, I'm telling you at the start, he said Ayan. Telling you.
You just said your name is Ayan Navarro.
No, it's because in the mask I can't talk properly.
I've got a capital A. I thought he was Ayan.
What was your name before you reverted?
Luis.
Luis Navarro. That sounds like a fake.
That sounds like a car, bro.
He drives a Nissan Navara and he said my name is going to be Luis Navarro today. Pass it on to John, please.
I just wanted to say a massive Eid Mubarak to everyone watching right now. I hope you and your families have a blessed day.
Eid Mubarak to everyone there.
Okay.
I think you guys should give me Edie, and that Edie should be pressing the subscribe button right now. We're so close to 100k subscribers. It will make me so happy. And hey, my birthday's in only a few days.
Is it?
Yeah, have you got me a oh my.
Very, 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 very much appreciated if you could hit the subscribe button right now.
That could be the best Eid present for this broke person.
And birthday gift. So make sure to subscribe. We are trying to get 100k before 14 June. Within the past 2 months, what would you say has been the biggest challenge you've had to overcome?
Yeah, I'd say definitely, just watching my eyes, careful where I look, careful what I put in my ears, trying to not listen to much music.
And what would you say has been like the best thing about coming into Islam?
Definitely the brotherhood in the community, just the overall submitting to something bigger than yourself and realizing that you're not the one that's in control of everything.
That's deep.
Hey, that moved me. Nearly brought a tear to my eye.
Did anyone have any misconceptions about Islam before they reverted? Ayan, Zayan?
Luis, Navarro.
Okay, thanks guys.
Carlos.
Just my names. Carlos wasn't a name. It took me a while to get used to how many things break wudu. I had to be so careful, especially because when I started working, I would make wudu and then go in so I could pray Dhuhr at work. Yeah, I just like, I'd have conversations with my Muslim mates and be like, oh, did you do this? I think that breaks your wudu. And I'd be like, oh, damn, okay. So it's a bit of like a learning phase still.
Yeah.
You were Farah. You be letting them gas out. Serial Farah. John II.
Mainly the clothing. I didn't know you had to cover like below the knees or like I forgot the term, but like the belly button area.
Now, Biggie.
For me, it was mainly the clothes because I come from a hot place. Brisbane's pretty hot as well, so I'm used to wearing shorts and singlets.
We have to vote someone, and I'm going to start the voting. I believe that it is not John II.
I'm telling you, bro, his glasses outside is something.
Maybe you're onto something.
Telling you, bro.
I think it's John II. I think he's born Muslim.
I agree to that as well.
So I'm going to vote for Zayan.
2-1. Unfortunately, John II, you have been eliminated. Thank you so much.
See you, bro.
It's a long walk back
Bro,
there,
just standing there.
Now you guys have noticed that all 3 judges are wearing these blue pins, and so are the contestants. That is because Halal Money is the sponsor of today's video. Halal Finance has never been easier. Shout out to Halal Money for their innovative digital solutions. They are Australia's first fintech app. Spend, trade, invest with Halal Money. And can you like shout me something after? Like you got a Halal Money card, don't you?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Let's go get coffee on me.
Coffee. Yeah, he only has enough for coffee. What are you getting me with your Halal Money card?
I don't know.
Yeah, you have nothing. This now brings us to round 3, where we will be asking some Islamic-based questions. We got a special invitation from the Imam here, who is a very, very well-known personality within the Islamic world, and we are so excited to have him here. Us 3 put together, the knowledge isn't knowledgeing. I think we need to bring him on so he can like kind of help, because I'm very confused. Let's welcome Imam Uzair to the panel. I can see the boys are shaking a little bit now. Yeah, you thought this was going to be easy. You don't know about the wild card that we had. All right, Imam, you have been watching BTS behind the scenes. Now, we're confused because we think that all 3 are the new Muslims, however, only one is. I want you to help us try and decipher who that could be.
Very simple. Get a scale and weigh them. The one that is the lightest will be a revert.
What was the hardest Islamic practice for you to start, and how did you overcome it?
Definitely learning how to read Quran because basically most people my age, they all knew how to read it.
How did you overcome it?
I went to Laxarik Mosque, which is my nearest mosque. I met the Imam there, Imam Akram, I think his name is.
Is that true?
Can you validate that? Yep.
Oh, it's validated.
Can you say the name again?
Imam Akram.
Yeah, ooh, okay, he's picking up something. Imam's picking up something.
That was a pretty desi way of saying Akram. Yeah.
My biggest struggle was praying 5 times a day. Fajr is really hard to get to, especially when I have to wake up for work at 7. Asr, for some reason, I also miss. Time passes by during that time. I try to on my off days be as consistent as I can, but the guilt really gets to you when you miss a couple, and then it kind of just rolls on.
Definitely the fasting. It's fasting for me, 100%.
But you only reverted March.
Yeah, but that's during Ramadan, brother.
Was Ramadan in March?
Which year talking about? 1997?
That's this year.
So yeah, it was in March.
How many fasts did you make this Ramadan?
So I was on antibiotics for I think like 3 weeks. Now that I finished that, that's when I have to be catching up my fasting.
How many days are you going to catch up?
I think I have 13 to go.
Oh yeah, so it sounds like it is about the middle of Ramadan.
I can see in Imam's mind all the calculations happening, all the equations.
I don't have much in my mind right now because of all the moon wars, but yeah. Who reverted in English and who reverted in Arabic?
I reverted in both.
Which place did you go for?
Karabi Mosque.
Karabi Mosque. Who was the Imam?
I don't know his name.
So the reason being is that mostly the subcontinent scholars then don't emphasize on Arabic. They'll say it in English. So when he said both, the Imam at Karabi is an Arab.
Okay.
So they're not satisfied with only English.
We got got so much insight.
I feel like I got a rocket launcher behind me.
I've never felt so much more smarter on a panel ever. Like, this is good. We winning today. And you, brother, you reverted in which language?
I reverted in Arabic, but I didn't revert here. I reverted back home in Qatar because when I did make the decision, I wanted my mom to be around.
Was there a program before that, before reverting? Did you have to go through a program?
I think it was just after like a Jummah prayer. No, I mean, I know that it was after a Jummah prayer, so I don't think there was a program or anything.
Was there a program before reverting to learn how to revert?
I wasn't taught anything like that, no. I already had some knowledge, so it wasn't too...
Hey, those two boys that got eliminated, you are lucky you're not getting grilled right now.
Oh, that's intimidating, bro.
I'm sweating. I'm sweating. I'm so glad I'm on this side. Which language, brother?
Both.
And this was in Slacks Creek, was it?
Yes.
That's in Brisbane?
Yes.
And who was the Imam?
Imam Akram, I'm pretty sure.
Pretty sure. And when was this?
This was 2.5 years ago, I think.
It was Arabic first or English?
English, then Arabic.
Checks out.
Standard procedure, yeah.
I normally do a tajweed test, but now I'm a bit more conscious of my own tajweed, that I've got someone who's an expert in tajweed. So I wanted to test you on the letter Qaf. Did I say it right, Sheikh?
You said it better than me.
No.
Qaf.
All right, let's go number 2. All right, let's see how.
Qaf.
Cough.
Wait a second. Someone that just reverted in Ramadan is now saying Qaf properly.
Azim Ghafoor.
Unless he was a Lebanese revert. So he's like an Arab background, so he
Yeah,
can
we
already...
never asked you, John. What is your nationality?
Oh, I'm Australian.
But why were you living with international students?
I needed to move out of my house at the time. It was the right time for me to just get a break, but I still wanted to be around, people studying.
Yeah, that checks out. Australians. It's left this for you to help us now, Imam. Because I will be honest, I'm still very confused. I'm not exactly sure which one I think we need to eliminate. We're not voting this round. It's just on you.
I think number 1 has to be voted out on that side. A bit too tense.
As soon as we called him out on it. You think number 1 is the Muslim? He was born Muslim?
His Qaf was a bit too good.
And what Imam Sahib said was right. He said Akram, very desi. And that does give it out.
Khandani Musulman.
Well, that brings the end to round 3. We have voted out Jared. Boys, close your ears. Imam, I want you to directly look into the camera because after this, it will be left to us 3 to decide.
I believe the person that has reverted is the first person close to me.
What's the point of us closing our ears? I heard everything.
Done? I didn't hear. I was pressing hard, man. Well, thank you so much, Imam Huzair, for joining the panel. Honestly, for that one round, we have never been like, this confident in a challenge. So thank you so much. And thank you for having us at your beautiful mosque. All right, round 4. This is the round where the final 2 are now going to try and convince us that they are indeed the new Muslim. They're going to have 30 seconds each.
I've still got my suspicions on Zayan. Not just from last round. It's been a build-up from round 1.
What do you feel like?
I feel like I need to ask a question. I want to do something and I want you to answer first. And then after that, John has to answer. And then when you're done, you got to reply to it somehow.
I'm so confused. I can only imagine how confused they are.
Do you guys understand?
No.
He's like
I am going to do something. It's going to be very quick. Achu!
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
He's revert.
Why?
Because...
He didn't say Yarhamukallah?
You were supposed to say Alhamdulillah. He was...
Yeah, brother, you the new Muslim.
Oh my God.
You the new Muslim.
You were supposed to sneeze. Oh, yeah, I stopped that one up.
How is man expecting...
Imam was right there as well. That's embarrassing, bro.
How are you expecting other people to say Alhamdulillah for your cheek?
Oh, what was supposed to happen? He was supposed to sneeze, and he was supposed to say Alhamdulillah, and he was... Oh, yeah.
Wazirabad ke kaam hai. Get yourself in a blue bodysuit. Sorry about that, boys. You have 30 seconds to try and convince us, something you haven't told us already, why you are reverted Muslim.
One of the big things that didn't let me get into Islam was my dad. Because I grew up in Qatar, he made a point not for me to convert just for the sake of converting. He said, when you get to an age when you do have the ability to choose for yourself, look at all the facts, look at life, look at what makes you grounded, and don't just assume that because Islam has followed you for most of your life, that's the thing you need to do. From the people that I hang out with here, they are Islamic because they were born as a Muslim, whereas I got to choose.
Well, that was touching. That was touching.
Nah,
honestly.
the story's too long. The story started here, I ended here, then he went back there, and he went back.
Yeah, I'm the revert because, you can hear it in my pronunciation. It's not as perfect as his, so.
But could that be him throwing us off? One final question.
John, let's do a bit of role play, all right? We're at the family dinner table. You've just reverted. All right, son, you didn't put any meat onto your plate.
Yeah, I'm fasting.
Yo, I got a call from your piano teacher. You're not taking piano classes anymore.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of piano. I can't lie.
Where are you going?
I see what he's trying to do. He's trying to get him to say like Islamic reasons why. Like, oh yeah, the meat isn't halal, mom. Oh yeah, like I'm not interested in music now, mom. Tell me who the revert Muslim is.
The revert Muslim is the brother that's holding the mic right now. I
the
think
revert
John
Muslim.
is the Australian Muslim revert who doesn't like piano and is fasting at 10 p.m.
Honestly, I'm clueless. Wallah. So for that reason, I'm just gonna pass it over to Zayan. Sufyan, it is in your hands. I ain't taking responsibility if we win or lose. It is all on you. You make the
I
decision.
don't do well.
When do you do well?
Always, besides under pressure. At the start, I did think Zayan was the revert, but his story dragged on a bit too long. I've come to the conclusion that John the First is the revert.
So that's 2 for John, 1 for Zayan. Now on the count of 3, if you were the revert Muslim, please take a step forward and reveal yourself. Yeah, told you. You got it right.
Exactly.
Yeah, got it right.
Yeah, it's me, wallah.
Well, I want to see his face. I want to see his face.
Hey, bro, he Australian. He Australian. So, what's your actual name? And tell us a bit about your story.
My name's Callum, and yeah, my story was true.
So, reverted in March.
Yeah, reverted in March.
Oh my days.
And the tajweed test, you were like, his pronunciation is too good.
That's insane.
I think I was a bit lucky, bro. I was surprised you said it was so good. I was like, okay, maybe we got him here.
You mentioned the brotherhood, the community of Islam has been the favorite part. Anything else?
I think the intellectual side of it, yeah, understanding intellectually why it makes sense first, initially, is what got me, over the line to believing there's a creator, and then learning more about Islam and the oneness of God, how that could only be possible there to be one God.
You mentioned that obviously this journey was kind of like, it started off with you having questions about things, being curious about everything.
Yes.
So like for those that are currently curious, probably in that same spot that you were, what would your advice to them be?
When you have questions, not to just give up on them and leave them there. Really look for the truth. When you hear an answer, to not be so convinced that that's the final answer and that's the truth. To be open-minded, to soften your heart, to be receptive of everything that you read and hear, and to be inquisitive.
Hey bro, we need Callum on the channel next time sitting here. The way he's speaking,
I'll pick the
mashallah.
revert, bro. Trust me.
All right, boys, can we also reveal your faces? Tell us who you actually are. South Africa. I want to see Carlos, bro. I want to see this Spanish Pakistani. Hey, so we got Jared. It's not Jared. Jared is not Jared. Oh, he actually does look Latina, bro. He actually looks.
I'm Mexican, yeah.
Are you Mexican?
No, Pakistani. My name is Waleed. I did grow up in Qatar, but I am Pakistani. My dad is Pakistani. He's going to enjoy watching this video. I got called Mexican quite a bit when I was in school.
I can see it.
I kind of just went with it. I was like, yeah, I'm Mexican today, I guess. So
We've got John the Second.
My name's Raja. I'm from Pakistan.
My name's actually Hassan. I was born in Pakistan as well, but moved across when I was about 7.
Hey, have you ever been to Spain?
Yeah, I went last year.
My name is Akal. I'm from India.
Do you have any connection with Johannesburg and Cape Town?
No, I just gave you like my friend's story, I just used his story.
I like it. Thank you so much to all the boys for being part of this video. Honestly, it has been amazing, and also filming in this beautiful mosque, Holland Park Mosque. And once again, shout out to Halal Money for making this possible. Thank you so much.